I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just got to see the fight, man. We all.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I Terence win 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make one.
Over the past few years, one fighter who kept calling out Canelo was David Benavidez, and now he has decided to get back at him by joining Terence Crawford in training camp. Benavidez teamed up with Crawford as they trained together and exchanged ideas about the best techniques to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Crawford feels he has a blueprint in Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, two fighters whose styles aren't too unfamiliar to him. However, Benavidez is less mobile, so he has a slightly different approach to beating Canelo. When reporters asked about their strategies for the fight, especially in relation to David Benavidez's style, Crawford emphasized that he will step into the ring with a set of skills and ideas he can adjust and adapt as the fight progresses.
Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best. Go ahead.
How would you approach the fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting.
I'm not going into this fight with just one style in mind. I'm going in with two hands and many ideas, Crawford said. That's why it's great to add Benavidez's approach to mine. Canelo is a phenomenal fighter, so I have to step into the ring with as many tools as possible. David Benavidez is certainly not short of ideas when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, after all. He spent over 4 years trying to secure a fight with him and dedicated months preparing for any version of Canelo. As a result, Benavidez shared his thoughts and insights on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford clash.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo if Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you.
Crawford throwing his hat in to fight Canelo at 168. I mean, everyone wants to fight Canelo because it's a big money fight. You know, even Inoue would probably move up to face Canelo if he got the chance. To be honest, I don't really want to see Crawford fight Canelo, but Bud just stepped up to 154 pounds for his last fight and beat Israel Madrimov via decision, claiming the WBO interim super welterweight title. As a result, Crawford now holds an impressive 41-0 record. Meanwhile, Canelo is one of the greatest fighters of the modern era, and in his last bout he defeated Edgar Berlanga at super middleweight, bringing his record to 62-2. Benavidez has praised Crawford's technique but questions whether his power can carry over to higher weight classes, especially against someone like Canelo. To make this fight happen, Crawford would have to move up to more divisions, a huge challenge for any fighter.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And after this fight, what else are you going to say?
The question on everyone's mind is whether Crawford's speed, skill, and technical brilliance will be enough to overcome Canelo's brute force. Benavidez, who has been linked to a potential matchup with Canelo since 2023 but hasn't been successful in making it happen, now has a clear stance on the clash between Crawford and the unified super middleweight champion.
I mean, this is a tough fight. The top people ranked at WC are fighting each other, so I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest.
It's worth noting that Benavidez was the mandatory challenger for Canelo's WBC title 2 years ago but opted to move up to light heavyweight after failing to reach an agreement with the Mexican icon. In an interview on the Ariel Helwani show, Benavidez shared his thoughts on the potential Canelo-Crawford clash, seeming to favor Bud over the Mexican superstar. It's a good fight for both of them, but I think it's more important for Crawford than anyone else. If anybody can beat Canelo, I think it's Crawford, he said. Benavidez also rated Crawford's chances of defeating Canelo at roughly 7 out of 10, adding, "Crawford is very skilled, and it's been known for a long time that he's been interested in fighting Canelo. He likes to pick up weight, so I'm sure he's been working on adding the weight for a long time."
To get your opinion, Canelo and Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I wish both of you guys.
All right, next question over here.
Use that for motivation at all. That Canelo's like,
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter target, he would have came and beat me. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous he is.
How would you approach a fight with?
Undoubtedly, this is the biggest challenge of Crawford's storied career as he looks to make history once again. He has already claimed undisputed championships at super lightweight and welterweight, but a victory over Canelo would undoubtedly be the defining moment of his career. Benavidez's 7 out of 10 rating suggests he sees Crawford as a legitimate challenger, though not necessarily the outright favorite. His comments emphasize just how significant this fight is for Crawford, highlighting the huge opportunity it presents for the veteran boxer.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
You're not. I wouldn't say.
Ultimately, Benavidez recognizes the high caliber of both fighters and expects a close, competitive contest where strategy and execution will be crucial. Meanwhile, his father, Jose Benavidez Sr., gave a different point of view in an interview on Sean Zittle's YouTube channel, describing the fight as more of a circus. "I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo. Crawford is a small guy, and to be honest, I really don't care about that fight. It's a circus. We already know who's going to win, but anything can happen in the ring. Maybe Canelo bends, and Neo breaks a hand. You never know. It just doesn't make sense," said Benavidez Sr. during the chat with Zittle.
168. I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo if Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. Yeah.
Then Zittle shifted the conversation and asked about the negotiations for Canelo to agree to fight David Benavidez, and the trainer was very clear in his reply. He pointed out that by asking for $200 million, Canelo was essentially admitting he was afraid. It's even worse. You know, he wouldn't take a fight at 168 and he wouldn't take one at 175. There's no way he'd accept a fight with David Benavidez because he knows it. He's asking for $200 million. What does that tell you? The guy is scared, said Jose Benavidez.
The only thing that my only comment would be I would be embarrassed to ask for that fight for David Benavidez. You know, so I mean, I just think that David Benavidez is too big. I think Canelo is too big. You know, I mean, I'm not interested. I don't think it's a fair fight. I don't think it's a kind of equal fight. You know, Canelo's just too big.
Interestingly, David Benavidez appears to have accepted the reality of not securing a showdown with Saul Canelo Alvarez and has welcomed the fight between Canelo and Jaime Munguetas, despite his relentless efforts to be recognized as a serious challenger to the Mexican champion. Canelo's position has remained unwavering, much to Benavidez's disadvantage. As a result, in recent weeks, the Arizona native has shifted his focus to new challenges in the light heavyweight division. He has confirmed his next bout at 175 pounds against Ukrainian fighter Oleksandr Gvozdyk, scheduled for June, despite being named the WBC super middleweight mandatory challenger last year, a position that ultimately allowed Canelo to sidestep a clash with Benavidez without risking.
Even asked for a fight with Terence Crawford, you know, with David Benavidez. Come on, you know, it's embarrassing, you know. It's like me trying to go to fight Usyk. Come on, bro, you know. It's a big difference. Canelo's too big for Terence Crawford, you know. It's all about money. I think that Canelo does not need to fight for belts. He could go and do exhibitions and he'll make the same money that he's making, because at the end of the day, you know, he's Canelo. He's worked so hard.
Who has struggled to secure a match with Canelo, the situation has pushed him to pursue other opportunities. The idea of facing Canelo became even more complicated when a staggering $150 million purse was demanded for serious negotiations to move forward. More recently, another hurdle has surfaced in making the Alvarez-Benavidez fight a reality. The odds seem to favor Benavidez, who is 6 years younger, 6 inches taller, has a 4-inch longer reach, and is naturally the bigger, faster, and more explosive fighter. To help alleviate the 33-year-old Alvarez's concerns, it was recently revealed that Benavidez is open to accepting a rehydration clause in the contract.
if you see me, my resume, I fought with everybody, so I don't have anything to say to that people because they never gonna understand that because they see, but they don't wanna understand. So I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I'm gonna still doing.
You also said Benavidez brings nothing to the table outside of 25
However,
pounds on fight night. David said he's open to a rehydration clause.
And then what?
Is that
And then what? You're
is
gonna talk about that clause, and then when I beat him, they're gonna say, "Oh, they put me that clause." So nothing to do with that fight.
seems like a
Yes.
rehydration clause would put you in a lose-lose situation too.
Because they're gonna after the fight they're gonna talk out because of this.
There also doesn't appear to be anyone at 168 pounds outside of Benavidez that can bring you the money you're looking for.
No, but because I don't, you know, I fought with any fighter and I win my good money. So and I can do whatever I want in this time. I deserve it because I did everything.
Right now, what would you say to him?
I'm not scared of nobody. I've hurt everybody that's been in front of me, and Canelo's no different. And I will hurt him too, and I'll take all his belts. It's crazy that he asked for 150 million or 200 million to fight me, but he still has the nerve to say that I don't bring nothing to the table. So if I didn't bring nothing to the table, why are you asking for more money than you won in your whole career if I don't mean anything? Maybe after he gets that money.
However, Alvarez doesn't see any benefit in trying to bully Benavidez with weight stipulations. A rehydration clause is a lose-lose situation because after the fight, people are going to say it was because of the clause, and then what? Then you're going to talk about that clause when I beat him. They'll say it was because of the clause. And it had nothing to do with the fight itself, Alvarez said in an interview from his training camp near Lake Tahoe, California. So, guys, subscribe to my channel for more new updates.